So, let's talk about money. That thing your parents told you to save, your bank tells you to protect, and your landlord wants on the first of the month, no exceptions. For years, the advice was simple. Go to school, get a good job, put some money in a savings account, and one day, you'll retire and be happy. It was a nice story. A simple story. The problem is, that story is now a museum piece. It's like using a flip phone in a world of AI assistance. The financial system got a software update, while most of us were still reading the old manual. Money in 2026 isn't just paper or numbers on a screen, it's a living, breathing system of flows, stories, technology, and power. Think of it like this. You were taught to play checkers, a game of straight lines and simple moves. But the world is now playing a massive, multiplayer game of three-dimensional chess with some Monopoly and a dash of a sci-fi video game thrown in. The rules changed. The board changed. The pieces themselves changed. Let's get started. What is money really? Forget the coins. Forget the paper for a second. At its heart, money is a story we all agree to believe. It's a collective hallucination. A piece of green paper with a president's face on it exchanged for a hot meal, exchanged for a new pair of shoes. It's pure trust. If we all woke up tomorrow and decided that same piece of paper was worthless, it would be. This makes money a powerful social tool. It's a ledger, keeping track of who did what for whom, keeping track of who owes what to whom. It converts our time, it converts our energy, it converts our ideas into a unit that can be stored and exchanged. Whoever controls creation and flow of money holds immense power. They influence what we value. They influence what we build. They influence how we spend our time. When a central bank changes interest rates, it's not just moving numbers around, it's making it cheaper or more expensive to buy a house, to build a new factory, or for a government to fund a project. They are directing the flow of human energy. Money measures attention and energy. Where money flows, human effort follows. $1 billion investment in renewable energy. Thousands of engineers, builders, scientists will direct their life's work toward that goal. A viral TikTok dance that earns its creator a fortune is a signal of where millions of people are directing their attention. Most of us have a simple picture of how money is made. A big government building, giant printers churning out stacks of cash. It's a movie scene, mostly fiction. Most money isn't printed, it's created by commercial banks. When you go for a mortgage, the bank doesn't take cash from a vault, it types new numbers into your account. Poof, new money is born, a digital deposit, liability for the bank, asset for you, backed by your promise to pay it back, managed by central banks like the Federal Reserve. Central banks are the banker's bank. They set the rules, they adjust interest rates to encourage or discourage lending. Low rates, talkers cheap borrowing, hawker more money creation. High rates, talkers expensive borrowing, awkward or slower money creation. It's the primary lever to steer the economy, but it's an imperfect science. The silent tax punishing savers. Inflation. Prices go up. Each dollar buys less. It happens when money grows faster than stuff to buy more dollars. Chase the same number of cars, houses, loaves of bread. Your savings might earn tiny interest but lose purchasing power. You're running on a treadmill that's being sped up. So, who benefits? People who own things. People who owe money. Debtors. People who own assets that rise with inflation. If you have a fixed-rate mortgage, inflation is your friend. You pay back with cheaper dollars. Your house likely rises in value. Stocks, real estate, other scarce assets. These assets tend to rise as the value of money falls. The old advice to save your money is outdated. Saving cash is a guaranteed way to lose. Owning assets is the only way to win. Not all money is created equal. To truly build wealth, money comes in three distinct forms: earned, leveraged, asymmetric. The rich learn to play with all three. Most people stay on the first one their whole lives, which is why they never get ahead. The first and most common flavor is earned money, salary, wages, the money you get from trading your time and labor directly for cash. It's the foundation of financial stability. It's reliable, it's predictable, and it pays the bills. But it has a huge, built-in limitation: you. There are only so many hours in a day and only so much you can increase your hourly rate. Your income is capped by your time. The second flavor, leveraged money. This is money that works for you, often using other people's resources. The most common form is debt, what the rich call leverage. When you buy a rental property with a mortgage, you might put down 20% of your own money, but you control 100%. of the asset. The bank's money is working for you. If the property value goes up by 10%, your personal return on investment is actually 50%. Businesses also run on leveraged money. A founder uses investor capital to hire a team and build a product, leveraging other people's money and leveraging other people's time to create something far bigger than they could alone. This is how you break the link between your time and your income. Just as the nature of money has changed, so have the places where it gathers and grows. The old map of just stocks and bonds is incomplete. In 2026, wealth is being created and stored across 4 distinct interconnected arenas. The first is still the most familiar. Traditional markets. This is Wall Street's world. Stocks, bonds, ETFs, commodities. For many, this remains the bedrock of a solid portfolio. Low-cost index funds that track the entire market are a simple and effective way to own a piece of global capitalism and benefit from its long-term growth. It's the slow and steady lane, but it's a lane that has proven its worth over decades. Don't ignore it, but don't let it be your only destination. The second arena is the one that causes the most debate and excitement: crypto and Web3. This is more than just internet funny money now. Assets like Bitcoin are increasingly seen as a form of digital gold. A decentralized base layer asset outside the control of any single government or bank. Beyond that, platforms like Ethereum are acting like new financial operating systems. Tokenized assets, decentralized finance, new forms of digital ownership. While still volatile and risky, this arena represents the frontier of finance, a parallel system being built from the ground up on the principles of code and cryptography. Owning a small piece of this is owning a piece of potential future infrastructure. The third arena is as old as civilization itself, but more important than ever: real assets. This includes things you can physically touch: real estate, farmland, energy infrastructure, precious metals. In an era where digital money can be created with a keystroke, tangible assets that are finite and essential gain a special appeal. They are a powerful defense against inflation, because their value tends to rise when the purchasing power of currency falls. Owning a piece of a productive farm, a solar energy project, a well-located apartment building provides both a hedge against monetary chaos and, often, a steady stream of cash flow. These assets anchor a portfolio in the real world. Getting wealthy isn't a single event, it's a process of climbing a ladder, each rung a new level of financial power and freedom. Most people know the first rung, few ever see the top. Level 1, income security. This is the foundation: stable earned income. An emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Not wealth, but the baseline that prevents financial panic. Freedom from living paycheck to paycheck. Build valuable skills to raise earning power and buffer against life's surprises. Without this, you can't play the game. Level 2, asset accumulation. The pivotal shift from saving to owning. Convert excess income into assets. Invest in low-cost index funds, like an S&P 500 ETF. Small allocation to major digital assets, Bitcoin or Samomao. Bin Baekiems. Get real estate exposure. Rats. Or save for a down payment on a home. The goal, not rich quick, but rich for sure. Diversified productive assets compounding over time. Wealth building on autopilot. Level 3. Cash flow control. The game changer. Move beyond passive ownership. Build or buy assets that produce controllable income. Buy rental properties. Start a business that can run without you. Build digital cash flow assets. Have asset income cover living expenses. True financial independence. Your time is now officially decoupled from your income. You work because you want to, not because you have to. This level provides a profound sense of freedom and security. Levels 4 and 5, where the truly wealthy play. Level 4, capital allocation. Deploy capital into other people's ventures. Angel investing, private equity, funding startups. Use money and experience to create the next generation of businesses. Level 5, narrative ownership. You reach the pinnacle. You own assets that shape the story. Media companies, influential brands, social platforms, major cultural institutions. You don't react to narratives, you create them. You influence how millions think, feel, and spend. So, how do you put all this into practice? You start by thinking of your finances not as a messy pile of accounts, but as a structured modern money stack. First is the defense layer. This is your foundation for survival and stability. It includes a cash buffer for emergencies and inflation-resistant assets like real assets or inflation-protected bonds. This layer isn't designed to make you rich, it's designed to make sure you never become poor. It protects you from market crashes and currency devaluation, giving you the psychological safety to take calculated risks elsewhere. Build this layer first and keep it strong. Next comes the growth layer. This is your engine for steady, long-term wealth accumulation. This is where you put your core holdings in broad market ETFs, high-quality stocks, and a strategic allocation to established digital assets like Bitcoin. This layer is designed to compound over time, harnessing the general upward trend of the global economy and technological progress. You contribute to it regularly and let it grow, largely on autopilot. This is the workhorse of your portfolio, the slow and steady tortoise that will ultimately win the race for you. It requires patience and discipline above all else. Above that is the exciting but risky asymmetric layer. This is where you play for exponential gains. You should only allocate a small percentage of your overall portfolio here. Money you can afford to lose. This is where you make calculated bets on early-stage technology, speculative crypto projects, small AI businesses, or other high-upside opportunities. The goal is to find investments where a small, defined risk could lead to a massive, outsized reward. One big win in this layer can dramatically accelerate your entire financial journey. This requires research, courage, and the ability to stomach failure. Finally, there is the overarching sovereignty layer. This isn't an investment, but a principle that governs the whole stack. It means having control. It means holding the keys to your own digital assets, not leaving them on an exchange. It means having multiple income streams so you are not dependent on a single employer. It means having a second passport or global access if you can. This layer is about building resilience and optionality into your life, ensuring that no single person, company, or government can shut you down. It is the ultimate expression of financial freedom. The ultimate money formula is a loop. Income to assets, to cash flow, to reinvestment, to narrative leverage. Use your income to buy assets. Use those assets to generate cash flow. Reinvest that cash flow into more assets. As you grow, use your position to influence the narrative. This is how you stop chasing money and start positioning yourself for a world where it comes to you.